Good afternoon from the Pete Hanna Center here on the campus of Samford University in Homewood, Alabama. It's Game 2, semifinal number 2 of the Raymond James 2013 Gulf South Conference Basketball Championships. I'm A.A. Moore with you with the coach, Lloyd Clark. And, Coach, we saw a great first semifinal that saw the number 5 seed, Alabama Huntsville, get to the finals. Now they're going to find out who the opponent's going to be between the number 6 seed and defending champion West Alabama and the number 2 seed North Alabama.
Well, that first game was a great game. The number 5 team beat the number 1 seed. But, you know, we talked about it yesterday. 1 through 8, you can't. There's not a nickel's worth of difference in them. We saw that first day when number 8 almost beat number 1, Delta State. And that it happened today with number 5. But this game right here, you know, anything can happen. Both these teams are very well coached. They play very aggressive. A lot of injuries on West Alabama's side, and that's going to depend on how well they play today if they can keep people healthy.
We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have the starting lineups in the start of semifinal number 2. You're watching the Raymond James 2013 Gulf South Conference Basketball Championships here from Homewood, Alabama.
For fastidious librarian Emily Skinner, each day was fueled by thorough preparation for events to come. Well, somewhere along the way, Emily went right on living. But you see, with the help of her Raymond James financial advisor, she had planned for every eventuality, which meant she continued to have the means to live on, even at the ripe old age of 187. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you. Montgomery and Abigail Higgins had a tree that bore the most rare and magical fruit, which provided for their every financial need. And then, in one blinding blink of an eye, their tree had given its last. But with their Raymond James financial advisor, they had prepared for even the unthinkable. And they danced. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
Everything life has to offer. Homewood, Alabama.
Back here at the Pete Hanna Center, tip-off time in just a moment. A. Moore with Lloyd Clark. And, Coach, we're going to take a quick look here at the starting lineups. We'll start with West Alabama, the number 6 seed. They come in at 13 and 14. It's Nakia Jordan, the starter at the 2 guard. And then you've got Cynthia Reed, the big post player. Tiara Pritchard. She's the point guard, and she's number 11. Brittany Weathers, who had a great performance yesterday, and also Tamaya Thompson. Let's switch over to North Alabama. Their starter, Sarah Bailey, a 5'9" senior guard from Sheffield, Alabama. She's going to be joined by Jennifer Town and Lauren Ferris, who did a great job running the point for the Lions in Game 1. Then you're followed by the 2 top post players, Makina Randall, first team All-GSC, and number 40, Nichelle Fillmore, the local young lady. She is a 6'1" forward from Birmingham. She played at Fairfield High School, and both of those ladies put in layman's work in Game 1.
Well, they did, and there's no doubt that North Alabama is a power team. They're going to have to get in, bang under the basket. On the other hand, you look at the quickness of West Alabama, and they're more of a finesse team. They're going to come at you. They're going to dribble, penetrate. They're going to play extremely hard. They're going to play excellent defense because that's Coach Roten. That's what he does. But, you know, North Alabama does the same thing. Both of these are excellent coaches. I look for a great ball game here.
And we're ready to tip it off. Nichelle Fillmore in the white for North Alabama. In the red, it's Cynthia Reed, and she gets the tip to Nakia Jordan. And here we go. As the defenses match up man-to-man here in the early going. It's Weathers out on the wing to Thompson. Thompson swings it over to Pritchett. She looks, pulls up, jumper from the top of the key, no good. Rebound into the hands of Fillmore, and North Alabama on offense for the first time. Ferris gets the pick. to the outside to Town. She goes inside immediately, and it's going to be Randall from the top of the key. Played a little high-low, but Fillmore unable to control the pass. And now it's going to be West Alabama's ball.
Great idea. Dribble penetration, hit the post, just a little bit off her fingers, just a little bit too far.
That high-low can work certainly for North Alabama, especially with the way Randall handles the basketball. But here comes West Alabama. It's going to be an all-Alabama final.
Yeah, it is.
Depends on which one of these teams is going to win. 3 ball up from Weathers, and that's off and rebound into the hands of Fillmore. Weathers shooting already.
You know, West Alabama's running their motion offense, getting the shot, just not knocking them down.
And the way this team plays defense for North Alabama, you're not going to be able to afford to miss that many if you want to stay in the ball games here. Bailey gets it to Fillmore from the top of the key. That's up, no good. That may have been a pass to Randall. Either way it goes, they're going to say
stepped on the
Jordan
inline.
was on the inline, yes,
Yeah.
and it's going to stay down this end with North Alabama. We saw West Alabama yesterday in its game against West Georgia have a little trouble getting off early. It took about 8 minutes or so before they really got it into gear.
Yeah, I think they were down like 12-2 or close to that. But then, you know, it's hard to keep them down. If they're playing,
Looking to go into the post already. They go up and over the top to Fillmore. They're going to get 3 seconds against the junior from Fairfield.
you know, Don and I were talking, and I think you and I mentioned yesterday, you just don't see that very much, and that's 2 we've seen today.
A little 3-second action. I saw you throw up 2. I thought you meant they might have went a little too quick.
No, I was talking about second lane violation.
Weathers almost loses the dribble.
They bellying up on her.
Gets it to Jordan. Jordan had a tough quarterfinal match, but it's going to be the first foul of the game. Looks like that's going to go against number 10, Jennifer Town, a 5'7" freshman from Jonesboro. Check that. That's going to be against Lauren Ferris. It's her first. Weathers trying to get to the hole, gets cut off. Thompson, and they're going to get her with the travel, and it's going to go the other way. Good defense from both sides here early.
Yeah, it's just going to take a while to settle them down. It seems like to me West Alabama always starts out a little slow, and their game will build as the game goes along.
Well, the one thing that you like to see from West Alabama, a lot of it goes through Nakia Jordan, and a lot of her game is driving to the basket. Right now, North Alabama cutting off all of those lanes. They're going high-low again. They have Fillmore in the high post, looking to get to Randall over the top. Fillmore pulls up, jumper off glass, no good. Rebound Weathers, and here come the Tigers.
West Alabama's doing a great job post defense.
It's Pritchett. She finds Weathers. Down in the post to Thompson. Thompson, turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound Ferris. No points on the board. We're over 2 minutes and 20 seconds in. Ferris, drive to the hoop. They're going to say that ball is on the floor. The foul is on the floor, and North Alabama's going to take it underneath.
Both of these teams want to play tomorrow.
Spot in the championship game on the line. That foul is going to be against Pritchett. It's her first. They swing it out. Town pulls up a 3-ball. That's no good. And right now, the lid on the basket is closed for both teams.
Little bit tight.
Pritchett slowing the pace just a bit. Looks like they're working still man. Maybe Reed can try to impose a little will in the post. It's Weathers. They bring the double team to the top. Now it's Bailey on Weathers. Shot clock down to 4. Jordan goes to the basket. Jumper up, no good. That touches no glass, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. And even when the shot clock goes off, they can't get them to fall.
North Alabama's doing a great job of guarding Weathers because they feel like that, you know, I know the coach told me, said, you know, her and Nikki Jordan, he's got to control them in order to have a chance to win because they're both such great players.
Jamie Gunner was the first substitution, and there's that ball's thrown away right through the hands of Jennifer Town. Turnover, North Alabama.
That was off of Coach Roden, wasn't it?
Coach Roden kept it from going probably in the first row of seats as that pass was just errant. And you're talking about the job they're doing on Weathers. They're switching out top, not letting her get any good one-on-one looks.
Yeah, they've got to control her and Jordan. There's no doubt about that, and they're going to guard the devil out of them.
Pritchett, not known to be a great shooter or taking a lot of shots in the substitution, gets the first basket of the game. Jamie Gunner for West Alabama.
Nice turnaround.
She's a versatile ball player. She can certainly put the ball on the floor, and she'll shoot it from outside. Also a great post defender as well. Ferris around the screen, looking to get to the basket, pulls up, Gets it to Fillmore. She takes another jumper. That's no good. Weather with the rebound.
Fillmore must think she can hit that shot because that's the third one she's taken.
And she's not having any luck trying to get free in the post as she did in the opening round match against Christian Brothers. Jordan finally gets in the lane, up, off glass, and good. That's the first time we've seen either team be able to get a little dribble penetration, and it's 4-0 West Alabama.
That's the reason she's all conference.
Imposing your will, that's going to be kind of the key to this game because we saw both teams able to do it with a particular ball player. North Alabama went to Fillmore. They go high-low this time. That ball was headed out of bounds. Gunner probably helped them with that one because Fillmore couldn't get it to Randall. We've got our first timeout on the floor. 15:43 left here in the opening half. North Alabama still trying to get on the board, trailing West Alabama 4-0. We'll be back.
For fastidious librarian Emily Skinner, each day was fueled by thorough preparation for events to come. Well, somewhere along the way, Emily went right on living. But you see, with the help of her Raymond James financial advisor, she had planned for every eventuality, which meant she continued to have the means to live on, even at the ripe old age of 187. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
Back here at the Pete Hanna Center, West Alabama on top of North Alabama 4-0 as both of these teams play for a spot in the championship game tomorrow against Alabama at Huntsville. Pulled off another upset. We had 3 of the lower seeds win games yesterday. Today already off to an underdog start, if you will.
Well, in women now, I'm not as familiar with the men, but in the women, we've said 1 through 8. It's not a nickel's worth of difference. I mean, anybody can win in any of these games.
Turnover off the inbound for North Alabama. And like you were saying, UAH is no slouch. They were actually the preseason pick to win this league. A lot of players back from a team that won over 20 games last year. So it's not like you saw a team that had no business winning a ball game. They basically imposed their will. Jamie Smith from the beginning and then again late. Weathers.
They have so many players. That's the thing.
Jumper no good, rebound, and here comes North Alabama. Town on the push. Gets it to Ferris, or with Randall, a little bit of an interception there. Look at that pick. Clearing Pritchard off and giving Ferris some room. They're looking, thinking high-low again, but Randall can't get free. It's Bailey with the ball on the wing. Now Fillmore in the post. That's where she's comfortable. No good. Rebound on the other side. Randall in the first basket of the game for North Alabama.
That's their power game. That's what they do. Now, that's not saying they can't shoot them outside, but they've got a great inside game.
You saw a different kind of defensive look with West Alabama in there. Cynthia Reed is not the kind of post player that they saw against Christian Brothers defensively in the opening round. A little tougher to shoot around Cynthia Reed.
That's true.
And it's going to be Jordan up top. Shot clock down to 8. Outside to Gunner, who had the first basket of the game. Trying to get past on Randall. Turnaround jumper up. Barely draws iron. And it looks like it's going to stay this end with West Alabama and a fresh shot clock. Tough to get to the basket on these two teams.
Hey, I'm telling you, the defense is getting better every year.
It's Pritchett. She's going right to the hole on Ferris, and that's up and in.
She pulled up. She probably could have gone all the way, don't you think?
Right. You saw Christian Brothers laying off of her on Thursday. No such thing, but Ferris a step slow as Pritchett got into the lane. Now it's Randall up top. She pulls a jumper, and it's good. This time they switched, and that's good for North Alabama to kind of have it be interchangeable. First it was Fillmore at the top and Randall trying to play low. Now they switched positions, and now they have Randall handling from up top. She can shoot that jumper.
Well, a lot of it's got to do with the injuries he's had, particularly with Weathers. You know, she's got that bad foot. She'll have surgery as soon as this as soon as this season's over with.
Yeah, but right now she's operating on defenses here in this tournament. Another jumper in the lane for Weathers. Basket good, and now the drive to the lane. They try to get it to Fillmore, but it's a turnover.
You know, Weathers got 25 yesterday.
Put her first points on the board there with that short jumper. 8-4, West Alabama on top. Clock inside of 13:20. Gunner thought about going up on Randall. Switch it back outside to Pritchett. High post to Reed. They tried to go to to Gunner again, and this time it's going to be a foul against Randall. Staying active, that's what West Alabama is doing here, even though they're not able to get all the dribble penetration. Weathers is having a little trouble getting on track. They're still staying active and getting some good opportunities.
You know, West Alabama comes into this game at 13-14. They came into the tournament last year, won less than 50% and won it. They're so capable. Well, just like Huntsville is this year.
Thompson gets it to Jordan, trying to find the lane, and they're going to get a traveling violation against the senior guard, and she's saying, hey, I might have got bumped a little bit. That
pushed.
Nonverbal communication sometimes will help. We'll see how that works out a little later. Into the hands of number 23 as we have substitutions. Wholesale, Abby Andrews, and it's swung around there to number 5, Jordan Jennings. Jumper up from White. That is no good. Rebound, West Alabama. It's one shot pretty much, and that's all North Alabama's getting here. Jordan at the controls. Swings it back out top high to Gunner. Gets it 3-ball up, and that's money. Lanita Futrell, a 5'4" senior from Coldwater, Mississippi. She knocks down the first 3 of the ball game.
When we get a chance, I want to talk a little bit about Abby Andrews. There's a little story that goes with her.
We can get to that in just a moment here.
Nice move, just passed a little too high.
But I tell you, they're just having a little trouble getting some real good looks. They're looking like they're executing offensively to be able to try to put themselves in position, just not getting that ball up in the hoop. West Alabama has pushed it out a little bit, 11-4 with the ball, going towards 12 minutes here in the first half. They're going to get another traveling violation. Some of these players
shuffle their feet,
so quick, probably moving before they can really get that thought process together.
Well, that's true. Feet quicker than the brain.
North Alabama brings it up. Let's talk a little bit about Abby Andrews, Coach.
Well, she's transferred from Middle Tennessee State after her freshman year, which she's had 4 knee surgeries, 3 on the same same knee. She's only played 2 years out of the 4 that she's been at North Alabama. But she's got a brother. She had a brother in high school at 16 seconds left in the football game, hit a head-on, and he's paralyzed from the neck down, which he's been an inspiration for her.
That's a great story there. You certainly don't want to hear that as student athletes compete. But for Abby Andrews to kind of fight through that adversity, that's great to see her out here.
She loves the game. If she's had 4 knee surgeries and she's still after it.
Indeed. Well, we've got a timeout on the floor. 11-4, West Alabama on top of North Alabama. You're watching the Raymond James 2013 Gulf South Conference Basketball Championships here from Homewood, Alabama.
O'Charley's throws down 9 real meals for just $9.99. Like our new double crust chicken pot pie, overflowing like a taste volcano. Or our new Caroline chicken, looking mighty fine, Caroline. And saddle up, cowboy sirloin. Let's ride off into the savory sunset. Just $9.99, all day, every day. No gimmicks. That's the O'Charley's way. Or as we like to call it, the O'Merican way. The $9.99er, only at O'Charley's.
Everything life has to offer. Homewood, Alabama.
Sometimes the things you don't see when the cameras have turned away. Welcome back to the Raymond James 2013 Gulf South Conference Basketball Championship. The number 6 seed, West Alabama, on top of the number 2 seed, North Alabama, 11-4. North Alabama will go to the line after the foul on the shot. Going to the line here is Jordan Jennings, 5'7" guard, a freshman from Madison, Alabama. First free throw up, and it's no good. You see the Noah basketball, 43 degrees on the arc of the shot, and we'll break that down a little more. There's more to it than just the degrees, the arc, as that one there is also 43 degrees. Also going to talk a little bit about depth, and we'll get to that a little later as we get on into the game. But you want to find out more about Noah basketball, go to their website, www.noahbasketball.com. A little more pressure there on Jordan. Gunner swings it to the outside. Shot clock down to 9. Futrell was thinking about it. Nakia Jordan looking now back out to Futrell. 3 ball, and that's money.
That was a nice move, AA. She dribbled penetration, drew the player in to close the gap, and kicked it to her girl.
Futrell 2 of 2 from downtown here, and it's now 14-5. Andrews with the ball out on the wing. Anna Dill was on defense. White inside, and they finally get that to work. Nichelle Fillmore, who had a field day against Christian Brothers. It's her first basket.
Nice bounce pass inside. You've got to teach your kids to do that.
That's what North Alabama wants to do, wants to pound the ball inside. Talked with Coach Fowler the other day, and a lot of teams like to go outside in. He likes it traditional. We'll go inside, and we'll work it from there. Gunner, drop step, no good. Rebound, Jennings. Here come the Lions. High post to White. And now Towns on the possession. They get it to Andrews. They're still looking for Fillmore. Having trouble. Now they go high-low, and Fillmore gets open. It's good. Gunner goes down. Another easy layup.
That's that power game again. High-lows, duck-ins, bounce passes. They're going right to the post.
And no fancy backdoor passes or three-point shots out here from North Alabama. We're looking for the biggest, strongest player in the post, and we're going to feed it to her. And the last 2 times down, it's been Nichelle Fillmore. Outside, 3 ball up, and that's a round and out. Rebound, Jennings. North Alabama starting to get on a roll just a bit. Jennings on the feed. That's up, and it's good. Basket counts. Corinne White. West Alabama pulls some of their bigs out of the game, and North Alabama goes right to work. And immediately checking back in, Brittany Weathers. Look at there on the rebound, on the replay. Just a nice little give and go.
Drive the ball, draw them to you, and dish it off.
Up there questioning Coach Fowler a little bit, talking about all he wants to do is power basketball. This ladies are like, yo, we've got another way we can score the ball.
Yep. Well, they've got a good team. You know, the thing about it, I know all the coaches in the GSC, and these are some fine coaches. I don't know that the Gulf South has ever had any better coaches than what they've got right now.
That's saying something from a guy who's pulled down a couple of national championships. Here in Lloyd Clark, we've got a foul here against North Alabama. Cynthia Reed back in the ball game, and as you can see, I think Craig Roden has realized that without his bigs in the game, North Alabama having a little too easy a time scoring down in the block.
Well, this game's probably going to go to the wire.
Weathers.
These 2 teams are evenly matched. They're just different type teams.
Pull-up jumper, no good, and here comes Jennings on the push. She's going straight to the basket up against Reed. They're going to call an offensive foul. And now she comes up hobbling just a bit.
You know, Coach Fowler told me before the game that they were going to try to run the ball a good bit, and that's the first time I've really seen him get it down the floor fast. But that was one of the things, that was one of his game plans.
West Alabama plays sterling half-court defense. That probably helps. They go right down into the block there. Fall-away jumper, no good there from Weathers. And it's Reed and Fillmore tangled up. And it's going to go the other way to North Alabama. Couple subs coming in. Randall's going to check back in for North Alabama. And checking back in for West Alabama, Pritchett, she replaces Futrell, who knocked down a couple of big threes. And they've given West Alabama a little room, but North Alabama slowly but surely creeping back into this one. 11 14-11. Jennings still in, handling the ball at this point for North Alabama. Pritchett all in her pocket, and that's good read of the passing lane by Weathers. She's going to go up, and that's going to be a foul against Sarah Bailey. No breakaways for Weathers this time.
That girl is a good athlete. Did you see how quick she came up and intercepted that pass?
It's like she read it. Watch her. She baited the pass from Jennings and just stepped in front of Bailey, who gets the foul.
And you know, she's not even wide open. She's got the bad foot. She's got to have surgery as soon as basketball's over with. And she can still move like that with a bad foot.
45 degrees on the arc there. And one of the things I was talking with John Carter of Noah Basketball about it's that it's more than just the arc. It's the depth of the shot. And their system can also show you what the depth of the shot is as well. As you saw, that was 45 degrees on the arc. It did roll over the front of the rim.
Right.
That arc helps, but it's the depth that also helps you. And normally if you can get to about a 10 or 11 on the depth through their system, then you're doing pretty good, especially when it comes late in the game and you're tired and that depth might get down to about 6 or 7. You'll need all of that to get over the front of the rim.
Right.
Back to the action here. Bailey in a little trouble. She gets to White. Shot clock down to 2. White's shot no good. Deal with the rebound, and here comes West Alabama. 16-11 your score inside of 8 minutes. Pritchett to Dill on the wing. Thompson gets it down in the block. She turns around, fires around in, out. And it looks like it's going to be a foul here against North Alabama. It'll stay with West Alabama, and it might be Bailey.
You know, she made a good move. She made an inside pivot, squared up, just didn't knock it down.
That foul will be against Bailey, and it'll be her first. But we'll take a break here. 7:48 left here in the first half. West Alabama still on top, 16-11. You're watching the Raymond James 2013 Gulf South Conference Basketball Championships from Homewood, Alabama.
For fastidious librarian Emily Skinner, each day was fueled by thorough preparation for events to come. Well, somewhere along the way, Emily went right on living. But you see, with the help of her Raymond James financial advisor, she had planned for every eventuality, which meant she continued to have the means to live on, even at the ripe old age of 187.
I'm trying to see.
Life well
Get a good
planned.
look.
See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
Is that
Montgomery and Abigail Higgins had a tree that bore the most rare and magical fruit, which provided for their every financial need. And then, in one blinding blink of an eye, their tree had given its last. But with their Raymond James financial advisor, they had prepared for even the unthinkable. And they danced. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
16-11 your score. West Alabama on top of North Alabama. A. Moore with the coach Lloyd Clark, bringing you our second semifinal from the women's half of the GSC Basketball Championships.
You know, hey, you were talking about Noah basketball and shooting with the arc. 45 degrees is optimal, and what they're saying is if you can develop that, you'll make more. You might make a lot. If you're shooting 80% at 48, you learn to shoot it at 45, you're going to shoot 85%. So it's a great teaching tool. If I was still coaching, I'd be talking to John and see about getting me one of those.
Certainly, you can, if you're listening and you're interested in helping your free throw shooting, you can certainly go to the website, noahbasketball.com,
It's not
to
just,
get more
not
information.
just free throws, it's three-pointers too.
I might need to use that myself. The rec gym has not been very kind to my three-point shooting percentage.
Well, you got to have touch now, eh?
Yeah, the thing I've been touching is sandwiches lately, and that's the problem. Ferris fires up the three ball, and that's no good. Rebound Thompson. North Alabama, that shooting from the outside has not been strong. They're going to have to get back to that bread and butter, and West Alabama has made that difficult. Weathers goes left. Pull-up jumper, that's money. Good shot there by Weathers. She can go left or right with the ball. I was having a conversation with a couple people, and certainly Jasmine Hammond is a heck of a ball player for UAH, but there are some who believe that Weathers is probably the most complete player in this league.
Well, I've heard people say that thought that she would be the MVP of the conference, player of the year. But she's been injured too, so And that's nothing against Hammond because she's great.
She's
great
a brilliant ball player, that is for sure. White drops the jumper there. Keeps the deficit at 5 for North Alabama. Jordan back in the game with the ball. Back to Weathers. Let's see what Towns has for her this time. Not a lot as she gets baseline, goes off the glass, no good. Good defense by Towns. Rebound by Randall, and she's on the push. Ferris wants it. Kicks it the other way. It looks like to Jennings. Check that. That's the Towns. White again, another jumper, no good. Rebound Thompson, who's done a good job on the boards this afternoon for West Alabama.
You know, Brittany Weathers has got to be careful about trying to do too much. I think Randy Ball did that in the first ball game.
Off the glass, no good. Pritchard rebound Reed, and she's not able to get it to fall from point-blank range. Randy Ball was exceptional. Sometimes when you're playing the kind of ball game Randy Ball was playing in the first game, your teammates tend to start watching.
That's exactly right, and I think that's what happened a little bit today, too.
25 and 12 points. You can't say that she didn't do what she was supposed to do. And Thompson, great anticipation to jump in front of Randall on that pass. Great shot by Nakia Jordan. Got a little contact and was able to get it high off the glass and in.
All shooting touch there.
Ferris back in running the point, and it's going to be a timeout here for North Alabama. Watch Jordan here. Actually looks like she got more than a little contact there from White. No foul called, but was able to get it to drop.
Great body control.
5 minutes from halftime. Watch one more time. She just kind of turned her body into the basket. You can tell people who play a lot of basketball, that's not a shot that somebody who just walks into the gym throws up and in. She knew where she needed to go with the ball, especially considering the angle she was at the basket and who was in front of her. She turned her body just the right way to be able to get it off that glass, irregardless of the contact, and able to get it up and in.
Well, great body control and great shooting touch. The combination makes you a good player.
And Jordan has certainly been a great player. First team all GSC this season. Last year she was the MVP of this tournament as West Alabama went to the NCAAs. They're trying to do it again, but they're going to need a couple of W's here to get the automatic bid. Outside to Ferris. North Alabama having trouble getting it into the block. That ball's tipped, but into the hands of Fillmore. Fillmore's going to the basket on Reed. Up, in, and it's good. And Reed's going to pick up the foul. I tell you what, when that young lady is determined to get to the basket, I don't think there's a person in this league who can stop her. Look at her, shoulder down. Reed did everything she could and still got muscled by Fillmore.
Strong power player.
Free throw up and good.
Nice shooting touch. What did we get on the Noah that time?
45 degrees.
Hey, that's optimal.
Little extended pressure here from North Alabama. Sometimes that pressure, coach, is not intended necessarily for turnovers, but simply to make them work the clock. Jordan right to the basket on the baseline for two more. On the push, North Alabama. Jordan was a little quiet. Fillmore outside, Randall unable to handle the pass. That ball's on the floor. It's free and it's stolen. Here comes Futrell. 1-on-2. She doesn't care. Up off the glass. No good.
I believe we got undercut her, didn't we?
Looked like it, and Gunner was the one who took the spill.
Hop right up, though. Tough.
Looks like they're going to call that on 10 Towns. It's her first foul, and it puts West Alabama in the bonus. Gunner to the line, shooting one in the bonus. 5'9" senior from Columbus, Mississippi, knocks down the first. West Alabama perfect in 3 attempts from the line.
West Alabama gets a lot of Mississippi girls.
As close as it is to Mississippi.
It's right there, right close to Meridian.
Right.
Yeah.
And she knocks down the second. 24-16, biggest lead of the ball game for West Alabama. These Tigers are at it again, coach. Ball in the hand of Delissa Madri. They go high-low, and this time it's thrown away. They are having trouble with the high-low game here in the first half is North Alabama.
You know, that used to be one of my favorite things when I was coaching. I usually had two pretty good post players, and we like to run the duck-in move real quick. And if they want to drop the wing back to help, put a three-point shooter out there, kick it to them, let them shoot.
Maybe that's the problem right now. 0 of 2 from downtown is North Alabama. We've seen Ferris get hot from the outside. Futrell right to the basket, unable to hit the layup, and now North Alabama coming down the other way. You got to have those if you're West Alabama. That was too easy of a shot to let go. Backdoor cut, and Ferris unable to control. Fillmore gets it and will get the foul.
Why do these players swat down on the ball? The official's going to call it every time. Just go vertical plane, put your hands straight up.
Well, that was against Cynthia Reed, who's a shot blocker. That's kind of the thing she likes to do, is swat down at balls, trying to get blocks, but she'll pick up the foul and go to the free throw line with North Alabama when we come back. The Lions trail, but trying to fight back here in the first half of the GSE Basketball Tournament Championships from Homewood.
For fastidious librarian Emily Skinner, each day was fueled by thorough preparation for events to come. Well, somewhere along the way, Emily went right on living. But you see, with the help of her Raymond James financial advisor, she had planned for every eventuality, which meant she continued to have the means to live on, even at the ripe old age of 187. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
Back at the Raymond James Gulf South Conference Basketball Championships, and it'll be a couple of free throws for North Alabama. And Coach, North Alabama not doing a bad job. They're shooting a little over 40%, but those turnovers are killers right now.
Well, that's true. And, you know, we're sitting here, West Alabama's ahead shooting 36% from the floor. But you look at the turnovers, you're looking at 11 turnovers for North Alabama, and that's the difference in the game.
You don't have the ball, you can't score it. And that
That's
first
true.
free throw is up and good from Fillmore.
West Alabama shot it 25 times, made 9 of them.
8 points for Fillmore. She's the high scorer in the game for both teams. And she knocked down another one.
What we got, 45?
45 after
Hey.
46, and looks like she's getting a lot of good depth because they're going straight through, no rim.
Nice arc.
Dill out top to Gunner. Looking to find Jordan. Town trying to stay in her pocket this time. Futrell, who's already knocked down 2 threes. Shot clock to 10. Dill going to the basket. Pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound, Fillmore. We're calling her name a lot. She's starting to get into this ball game.
Yes, she is.
Ferris being hounded by Futrell. Beats her into the lane. They're going to call a foul on the floor against Futrell. That's just the 6th foul, Coach, so...
Yeah, take it out on the side. Well, I'm going to tell you what, West Alabama's working Ferris, though. She's having to work hard to get the ball on the floor.
And that's what Christian Brothers tried to do to Ferris without much success on Thursday. It's Town. Out to Ferris. She's open. Futrell having trouble and picks up another quick foul, her 2nd foul, and it's going to put North Alabama into the bonus.
That's an offensive foul.
They're going to call the offensive foul. Wow. And that's probably back to the hounding me you were just talking about. Ferris not getting free and easy looks.
Frustration.
And Jennings is back in to run the point as Ferris hands back to the bench. And we still have to remember, as well as she's played this year, she's a sophomore, did not play much last year.
That's true.
Although when you get to this point of the year, the classification really shouldn't matter that much because you've got a whole season.
Yep.
Jordan, reverse, turn up, no good. Rebound, out of bounds, and it's going to go to North Alabama.
Jordan kind of shot-putted that ball then. That didn't really look like her shot to me.
A lot of trees in there for her to shoot
I promise
up and
you
over and around. She's 5'6", and she plays bigger than that, but sometimes the reality is she's 5'6", and when you've got a lot of 5'10", 6-footers down in the box, it's a little tough to shoot over. And now Weathers is down. Turnaround three ball is money from Delisa Madry. And Weathers, once she fell down, Madry knew exactly what to do it, and that's called shooting it right on your falling defender. 24-21, close to 2 minutes. Let's see if Weathers responds. They go to Thompson in the post, turnaround jumper rattles in.
Shooter's touch.
She doesn't waste much time when she gets it. It's turn and shoot.
She just jumps straight up and shoots it.
Certainly comfortable with that shot is Thompson. Although that's the first one she's made. White up, no good. She had a good look there, unable to complete that shot. Here comes Futrell. She gets it to Weathers. Weathers free, top, three ball up, and that's money. And she lets them know that she had three waiting for her.
She called it, didn't she?
She didn't seem like she liked having that three shot on her on the other end. A little retribution for the senior. High post. Fillmore thought about it. Now she's trying to get a low position down in the post. Got pushed out. Good defense by Gunner. Shot clock down to 8. Madry up. No good. Rebound into the hands of Gunner, and she's on the push. 3-on-2 break for West Alabama. Gunner pulls it up. Pulls it out. Weathers thought about it. It's going to get into the hands of her point guard.
Well, Weathers stopped. She should have gone on the corner that time. She'd have been shooting another three.
Weathers again. Try to go to Gunner. No foul call. Weathers going to pull up and shoot the jumper. She doesn't care.
Shot.
She's starting to warm up.
She's feeling it.
11 points for the first team all GSC member, Brittany Weathers. Up off the glass and in. Foul call. Basket good for Jordan Jennings. That's North Alabama's game, getting to the basket, and that's where you've seen this team be successful here this afternoon. Right off the glass and in. And Futrell's going to pick up that foul.
Coach Fowler told me that they were thought they would run the ball a little bit more today, but I've seen them do it a couple times. That's about it.
Look at there, missed free throw. Good grunt work by White. Finds the cutter down. And 4 quick points. About half a second difference between game clock and shot clock, which right now, no, they turn it off. It's at 12. Jordan at the controls up top. Gets it out in the corner. Futrell thought about shooting it. Goes baseline, kicks it out. Jordan, 3. No good. Rebound. Futrell won't get a shot up. And we'll head to halftime. West Alabama behind Brittany Weathers, 11 points. Has a 31-25 advantage over North Alabama.
Number 6 team ahead of the number 2 team. 2 ranked team.
Like I said, we've been looking at a lot of upsets here in the last day or so, and right now it's the number 6 seed on top. We've got Don Russell with the coach, Craig Roden, here in just a second.
Good. Coach Roden and Coach, I know you had some good offense from Brittany Weathers, who's such just a warrior. But I thought your defense played very well. You forced a lot of turnover.
Oh, we guarded them well in the first half. I mean, we had good battle on their post players. We had good battle on their perimeter players off all those screens that they set. And we've got to. I mean, they're going to pound that thing inside. They're going to pound that thing inside and try to score. And you just got to be up to the challenge. We're 20 minutes more of have to do the same thing, battling. Just battle. I mean, that's all you can say. If there's a key word, it's just keep battling.
That's it in the conference. I know you want to talk to the team. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks, Don.
Okay. Coach Roden here, and back to you, AA.
Thanks, Don, and we're heading into halftime, 31-25, and when we come back, we'll have the athletic director from West Alabama's Stan Williamson. His name slipped my mind real that quick. I was just seeing the word Steve. But anyway, when you come back, we'll be ready to roll. You're watching the Raymond James 2013 Gulf South Conference Basketball Championships here from Homewood, Alabama.
For fastidious librarian Emily Skinner, each day was fueled by thorough preparation for events to come. Well, somewhere along the way, Emily went right on living. But you see, with the help of her Raymond James financial advisor, she had planned for every eventuality, which meant she continued to have the means to live on, even at the ripe old age of 187. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you. Montgomery and Abigail Higgins had a tree that bore the most rare and magical fruit, which provided for their every financial need. And then, in one blinding blink of an eye, their tree had given its last. But with their Raymond James financial advisor, they had prepared for even the unthinkable. And they danced. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
Back here, it's halftime at the Raymond James 2013 Gulf South Conference Basketball Championship. Our second semifinal sees West Alabama on top of North Alabama, 31-25. We'll get to breaking down the first half in just a moment. But first, we are here with the athletic director at the University of West Alabama, Stan Williamson, and we thank you for joining us here at halftime.
Thanks, AA. It's great to be here.
Yes, sir. You're here, and it's a bit of surprise maybe when you look at the seeding, but West Alabama last year was an underdog and came through and won the championship, and now your team, your women's team, is right here on the cusp of getting to the finals.
Well, it's been a tough regular season for our women's team. They've had a lot of injuries and a lot of close losses, so the seeding is probably a misnomer for the actual ability of this team to succeed. It's not a surprise for us from West Alabama to see them in a position to win today, potentially. So if they play well, they really have a chance to beat anybody they play in a tournament, certainly from our perspective anyway. But they're as healthy now as they have been all season, so that certainly helps them in this week's tournament.
You brought back Craig Roden a couple of years ago. He had been at West Alabama, and he went to West Georgia, and he's come back. And since he's come back, you know, the fortunes of this program have kind of come back up. Kind of talk about bringing him back and how that's been great for your athletic program and your women's basketball team.
Well, certainly Craig Roden has been around a number of years. He's an experienced coach, and he knows how to get players. And, you know, the two biggest things you can do as a basketball coach is get players and then coach them up. And he does that as well as anyone. And he's been back home, so to speak, in Livingston, and I think he and his family enjoy living there. And he's done a great job of bringing in some talented players. And unfortunately this year, the regular season, as I said, wasn't as successful as we thought it should be. But we certainly feel like we have a strong basketball team and will have for the years to come.
You think about Livingston, not the biggest town in the world, of course, but when you think about your athletic program on the regional level, on the national level, it's certainly getting a lot of attention. It's not just the women's basketball team that's been doing well, but your football team made a nice run there in the NCAA playoffs in the fall, and then now your softball team is ranked at this point. Kind of talk about some of the other kind of linchpins in your athletic program.
Well, certainly we're proud of all of our athletic programs. Our football team won the conference championship this last fall, and that is an achievement that was a long time coming. We've been building to that and had some good teams over the last several years and hope to continue to build on that strong program aspect. And that's the same with all our programs. We're trying to build to not just have a one season here or there that's successful, but have a strong program in all our different sports. And certainly you mentioned softball. They're nationally ranked right now and having a good year so far. We're just beginning a conference schedule. Baseball is just beginning. Tennis. All those sports have done well in the past at various times, but we certainly want them to succeed on a regular basis. And we feel like if we can be successful in the Gulf South Conference, then we're competitive nationally. Because as you know and as people here know, Gulf South Conference is one of the strongest conferences in the nation for every sport. And if we can be competitive in the Gulf South, which I think we are in most of our sports, we're going to be successful. And we're just happy to be here today. Birmingham's a great place to have this tournament, and glad our women are playing well today.
And you talk about Birmingham and Homewood being a great place for this tournament. It's certainly a lot closer for your school and for many of our schools. And kind of talk about moving the tournament here and, how it is for an athletic director who has to move teams here and there and all that other kind of stuff.
Well, this is certainly a great venue. We appreciate Samford University allowing us to use this facility, and it worked out schedule-wise. But even better than that, just being in Birmingham, geographically it's close to a lot of our schools. There's some on the periphery that have to travel kind of no matter where we go, but this is close for a lot of our schools. It's certainly close for us from Livingston. And a lot of our people have been able to drive over and drive home the same day to watch a game rather than having to spend several nights in the hotel and things like that, even though we've had a number of teams and fans in hotels and in restaurants and things like that. But Birmingham's a great city, so it's good for us to be here and be a part of this atmosphere, not only at the game but through the community as well.
And we talk a lot about the athletic prowess of many of the teams and the student athletes. But again, when we talk about that, we say student first. Talk about the success of some of your teams and some of your individuals who are all academic as well.
Well, our ultimate goal is to graduate our student athletes, and we feel like we do a lot of things to help that process along. Obviously, the students have to go to class, and they have to succeed in the classroom to be able to move toward graduation. We had a large percentage of our athletes graduate last year. We're very thankful for that. It takes a lot of effort from a lot of people to make that happen. We do a lot of things from tutoring to academic support in other areas. We do various things with them as far as test-taking skills, mentoring. We have a mentoring program with some of our at-risk student athletes to help them get through those academic periods where they can have some success. Every student athlete, when they make an adjustment to college, has some things, as I said, to adjust to. So we try to provide some assistance in a way that can help them succeed. And certainly academics is the most important thing we do, because no matter how many championships you win, if you don't get that college degree, the rest of it doesn't really matter. And certainly we want both to happen at the University of West Alabama. We want graduates of our student athletes, and we want to win championships along the way.
Well, certainly you're doing a great job leading that program. Stan Williamson, the athletic director at the University of West Alabama, we thank you for joining us.
Thank you, AA.
And when we come back, we'll start to break down the first half. West Alabama on top of North Alabama, 31-25. You're watching the Raymond James 2013 Gulf South Conference Basketball Championships here from Homewood, Alabama.
Montgomery and Abigail Higgins had a treat.